everyone. In today's episode, we'll talk about a very personal and emotional topic, deciding whether or not to marry someone.
That's right, Emma. Sometimes the decision to marry isn't as simple as saying yes or no. You might feel a strong connection with someone, but at the same time, you have doubts. Your heart says, go for it, but your mind says, wait, think carefully.
It's a classic battle between the heart and the mind. And that's what we'll explore today, how to make such a difficult decision when your emotions and logic don't agree.
Emma, let's imagine a situation. You've been dating someone for a while, and you care deeply about them. But when it comes to marriage, you're not sure if they're the right person for you.
Oh, that's tough. On one hand, you love this person and your heart tells you to follow your feelings. On the other hand, your mind brings up practical concerns. Maybe they have habits you're unsure about, or maybe you're not sure if your future goals align.
Exactly. It's not just about love, it's about compatibility, shared values, and whether you can build a life together. But how do you balance these feelings? What do you prioritize, the emotional connection or the practical concerns?
That's the big question, isn't it? Let's break it down and see if we can help anyone facing this situation. Let's start with what the heart says. When you love someone, it feels natural to want to be with them forever. Love is powerful, and it can make you feel like you can overcome any problem.
That's true. Your heart might say, this person makes me happy. I feel safe and loved with them. Love is about connection. And sometimes it feels like logic doesn't matter as much.
Right, and love can be so emotional. It's about how someone makes you feel in the moment. But the question is, can love alone sustain a marriage?
That's a good point. A marriage isn't just about feelings, it's also about working together, solving problems, and sharing responsibilities.
But I think it's important to remember that love is the foundation. Without love, even the most practical match might not bring happiness.
Now, let's look at what the mind says. Your mind thinks logically and asks questions like, do we share the same values? Do we have similar life goals? Can we handle challenges together?
Exactly. Your mind also looks at things like financial stability, family dynamics, and personality differences. It tries to predict if the relationship will work long term.
And sometimes your mind notices red flags, things that could become serious problems in the future. For example, maybe one person wants kids and the other doesn't. Or maybe one values career success while the other prioritizes a quiet family life.
Those are big issues, and ignoring them because of love might lead to regret later. The mind tries to protect you from making decisions that might hurt you in the future.
But here's the thing, if you focus only on logic, you might miss out on a meaningful connection. It's about finding a balance.
So, how do you balance the heart and the mind? How do you decide if someone is the right person to marry?
I think the first step is honest communication. Talk to your partner about your concerns. If something is bothering you, bring it up. You need to understand each other's expectations and goals.
That's true. For example, if you're worried about financial stability, ask how they manage their finances. If you're unsure about their goals, discuss your visions for the future.
Another important step is to give yourself time. Don't rush into marriage if you're feeling uncertain. Take time to think, observe, and reflect.
I agree, and don't hesitate to ask for advice from people you trust. Friends, family, or even a counselor can offer valuable perspectives.
Also, write down the pros and cons. Sometimes seeing your thoughts on paper can help you understand what matters most to you.
Have you ever faced a situation like this, James?
Not exactly, but I once had a friend who did. He loved his partner very much, but they had different dreams for the future. He wanted to travel and live abroad, but she wanted to stay close to her family.
What did he do?
They had a long, honest conversation. In the end, they realized they loved each other, but weren't compatible for marriage. It was painful, but they knew it was the right choice.
That's heartbreaking, but also brave. It shows how important it is to listen to both your heart and your mind.
Exactly. Sometimes the right decision isn't the easiest one, but it's the one that brings peace in the long run. So, what advice can we give to someone who feels torn between their heart and mind when it comes to marriage?
First, ask yourself, what do I really want in a partner? What are my non-negotiables? Understanding your priorities can help you make a clear decision.
And remember, no one is perfect. Every relationship has challenges. The question is, are these challenges something you're willing to work through?
Another important point is to trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. At the same time, don't let fear stop you from following your heart.
I also think it's helpful to talk to your partner openly. Share your doubts and listen to their perspective. Marriage is about teamwork, and making this decision together can strengthen your bond.
Finally, don't rush. Take time to reflect, think, and pray if that's part of your process. Big decisions like this deserve careful thought.
So, friends, have you ever faced a situation where your heart and mind didn't agree? How did you handle it?
Or if you're dealing with this now, what steps are you taking to make your decision?
Remember, love is important, but so are compatibility, shared values, and long-term goals. Balancing your emotions and logic is key to making a decision you won't regret.
Don't forget to check the description of this podcast for a PDF with vocabulary, discussion questions, and practical exercises to help you reflect on this topic.
Thank you for listening today. Whatever decision you make, trust yourself and know that you're doing your best.
See you next time, friends. Take care of your heart and your mind, and stay true to yourself.